We are continuing on with Pythagoras. We're stepping it up a notch. We're going to do a little bit more difficult questions. So I hope you guys are all ready. Uma did have a question. Uma asked, where's this question? When do you use angles opposite equal sides and sides opposite equal angles? So it's actually pretty easy. When you have a triangle, an isosceles triangle, you will either be given that both of your angles down there are equal, or you will be given that both of your sides are equal. If you have to prove that the angles are equal, you are going to say that those angles are equal. Why? Because they are angles opposite equal sides. If you have to prove that your sides are equal, you're going to say that the sides are equal. So you're going to say the side is equal to the side. Why? Because they are sides opposite equal angles. So in other words, if you are proving that if you're proving that the angles are equal, your reason is going to start with angles. If you are proving that the sides are equal, then your reason is going to start with sides. We all understanding that, and when we use which reason. I'm not getting any response. I'm going to take it as a yes, though. I'm just going to move this along to the side. Thanks. Itandile, your hand is up.
Ma'am, I have a question.
Yes.
So, ma'am, when you're doing your formula, right, ma'am, and you said, like, since your hypotenuse is like across from your right angle, the sides, ma'am, when you're done writing your formula, do you have to write them as how you wrote your formula? Like, ma'am, can you switch them? That's what I'm asking.
What do you mean?
So, ma'am, I'm asking, like, if we know that B is like a certain side and C is a certain side, can you like switch them, but still it will give you the same answer?
So are you talking about here? So you're saying we know that the Pythagoras theorem is that A squared is equals to B squared plus C squared. So you're saying instead of putting B in here, you put in, let's just say you put in 24 and 30 here. Are you asking me if it'll give you the same answer if you put in 30 and 24?
Yes, ma'am.
It will give you the same answer, but only if you swap the other two sides. If you swap the hypotenuse with one of the other sides, you're not going to get the same answer.
Okay.
So as long as your hypotenuse is the side opposite your right angle and you sub it in the correct place, it doesn't matter really where you put the other numbers. Does that make sense?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, cool.
Thank you.
Uma is in the chat with the answer. Let us have a look at it, and I'll put up the first two questions. And I think I'm going to do this first one. Now, what we know is we know about the theorem of Pythagoras. And the theorem of Pythagoras says that my hypotenuse of a triangle squared is equal to the sum of the squares of my other two sides. So I want you guys to see that it doesn't matter, like the side and the side, it doesn't matter how you swap it, as long as your hypotenuse is in the correct place. And so just to put this in variables, what we know, some people write it as a squared is equals to b squared plus c squared. Some people know it as r squared is equal to x squared plus y squared. Some people know it as AB squared is equals to AC squared plus AB, AB, AC, and this is BC squared. Okay, so however your school teaches it, that's okay. It's all the same formula. So immediately, how do I know I'm going to use Pythagoras? The minute I see a right angle triangle, I know Pythagoras is a tool that I know of that relates only to right angle triangles. They want me to determine a missing length, and I know that is exactly what Pythagoras does. When I have a right angle triangle, and so let's make a note of this because I know some people really like to see it and visualize it. So how do I know when to use Pythagoras? How do I know? Well, the first thing you need to see is you need to have a right. The first thing you need is you need a right angled triangle. The next thing you need is you need to, the question or your task must be, you must be required to calculate a missing side. Okay? So if in your triangle you are asked to calculate a missing side, that means we're leaning closer towards using Pythagoras. And what I want you guys to see is it's super important to know that Pythagoras only helps us calculate sides, so the length of sides. If we have to calculate an angle, it's not going to be quite as helpful. Okay, and then the third thing that must be there for when we need to use Pythagoras is you should have or be given 2 out of 3 lengths. And that is lengths in your triangle. So once all of these are met, you will know you can use Pythagoras. Now, obviously, as you move up in the grades, these will slightly change because they'll ask you to use Pythagoras in the middle of other questions for other things. But for now, at your level, when you're just starting and getting used to it, if you don't know when to use Pythagoras, these are good steps to help you figure it out. You firstly need a right angle triangle. If you don't have a right angle triangle, you cannot use it. The next thing is you must be required to calculate a missing side. If it's not a missing side, Pythagoras is not going to help you. And then lastly, you should have 2 out of the 3 lengths in your triangle. Why? Remember, when we set up our equation, we only want to have one unknown. Because when we have one unknown, that is when we can solve that equation. So with that being said, I want to go back here and I'm seeing, okay, I do have a right angle triangle. So number 1 is done. I am required to calculate a missing length. And number 3, I do have 2 out of the 3 sides. As soon as I see that, I'm putting in my formula, which is a squared is equals to b squared plus c squared. I'm putting in my reason, which is Pythag. And now I'm going to sub in. So I am going to say that y or xy, and by the way, somebody tell me which line is my hypotenuse? Is my hypotenuse line YZ, line XY, or line XZ? Which one is my hypotenuse? Itandile, your hand is up.
Ma'am, our line is XZ, our hypotenuse.
Our hypotenuse is XZ, right? So because remember I said it's super important to sub in my hypotenuse in the correct place, I have to go and I have to say this is going to be 30 squared. Itandile, what am I subbing in next?
Ma'am, then we are subbing in 24.
We can sub in 24 and that's going to be squared. And I don't know what my other side here is, but I do know that that line is called XY. Happy with that, Itandile?
Yes, ma'am.
Tell me now what I'm going to do.
So, ma'am, what I think I'm going to do is we're gonna say we're gonna say 30 squared minus 24 squared
So we
equals to
transpose 100%.
Then, ma'am, we are solving for 30 squared minus 24 squared.
Is that 6 squared?
Ma'am?
Can I say 30 squared minus 24 squared is 6 squared?
No, ma'am. We have to solve it.
Thank you very much. So what are they first?
30 squared is 900.
Correct.
And 24 squared is 576.
Correct.
Then, ma'am, we say is equals to x, y, and then when we say 900 minus 576, which gives us 384, is equals to x, y.
24. 324.
24, yes, ma'am. And then we say, since xy, xy is squared, ma'am.
You're so right. You're so right. And I was actually about to ask you, are we done? Let's all be very mindful and not do what I just did. So yes, now this is squared, yes.
So 324 is 18. Xy is equals to 18.
So remember, we had our xy squared. To remove that square, we square rooted. That cancelled out. We got 18 is equals to xy, and then you can just swap it and it doesn't make a difference. Okay, are we done?
Yes, ma'am, we are done because you gave us a reason.
Yep. Thank you very much, Ikandile.
It's my pleasure, ma'am.
Okay, let us look at the next one. I don't want to show the next question, but let's look at the next one. Why can't I make space? There we go. Okay. Let me check if there are hands for this one. Unati, yes?
Ma'am, instead of saying 30 equals to 24 squared plus xy squared, can we just say yz squared equals to small letter?
Unati, I didn't get that. I just said yz squared is equals to. Unati is having some connection issues. Unati, you still with me? No. She will come back and ask her question. Let's move on. So I have this one over here. Uma, you're not answering today. Let's see, who do we have with us that usually answers? Okay, Uma, yes, you must give others a chance, but now that there's nobody answering. Okay, well, Demi's answering. So you can answer. You see what I'm saying? Hi, Demi. Are you answering or you have a question?
Hello, ma'am. I'm answering.
Great stuff. Tell me what to do.
Okay, a squared
Mm-hmm.
is equal to b squared plus c squared.
Mm-hmm.
A squared is equal to 21 squared plus 8 squared.
Okay, my first question to you is...
Oh, Pythag.
Okay. Uh-huh. Do you want to try again?
The reason Pythag.
Oh, Pythag, 100%. Now, my question to you is, in this triangle, which one is my hypotenuse? Is it x, is it 8, or is it 21?
I'm gonna say 8. I mean, x.
Okay, tell me, how do you know which one is the hypotenuse? What tells you which one is the hypotenuse?
I'm not really sure, ma'am.
Okay, let me tell you. The hypotenuse is firstly the longest side in your triangle. Okay, longest side in your triangle. If you don't have all the lengths, because here obviously we don't know what x is, so I can't say which one is the longest. If I don't have all the lengths, then your hypotenuse is always opposite your right angle. Okay, so here's my right angle, and this is the line that's opposite my right angle. Do you see that?
Yes, ma'am.
Cool. So now tell me again, which one is the hypotenuse?
21.
21. And which space should my hypotenuse go in? Should it be substituted in here by A, B, or C? Let me scroll up. Let's go back. Look at what we had up here. Where was my hypotenuse? Right at the beginning, right? So, because I know that 21 is my hypotenuse, it's so easy to just follow the thing and assume that this is always going to be our unknown. But in this case, our hypotenuse is not our unknown. So always remember, when you're doing this theorem of Pythagoras, the formula actually means your hypotenuse squared is equals to your other side squared plus your other side squared. So here we've been given my hypotenuse, so I'll have to sub in 21 over here. Okay. And then for b squared, I can put in 8 squared, and then we'll say I don't know c, and we'll call it x, which is my unknown. You with me there?
Yes, ma'am.
Cool. Let's carry on.
Okay. So,
you can take a second to rework it if you need to.
Okay, ma'am.
Hi, Liako, by the way.
Hi, ma'am. How are you, ma'am?
I'm good, and you? I just saw your message now. You're saying sorry you're late. It's okay.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
21 squared minus 8 squared
Beautiful.
is equal to x.
Just x?
X squared, sorry.
Thank you.
Then,
get my calculator out.
21 squared is just 21 squared.
Yes, so you have to multiply out 21 squared, and remember that would be 21 times 21. What's the answer to that?
441.
Lovely. And 8 squared?
64.
Beautiful.
Is equal to x squared.
Lovely.
Then you take 444.
Be careful, it's 441.
I mean, 441 is 21.
So what are you doing now? Are you square rooting?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, but remember the first thing we have to do is do the subtraction before we square root.
Okay, ma'am.
So do 441 minus 64 for me.
377
is equals to
x squared.
Beautiful. Are we done?
No.
No. What do we still need to do?
377 3 7 7. My calculator just says after I square root of 377.
It just gives you the root of 377, right?
Yeah. So now, should I press
ST? Yes.
Okay. 77. 19, 41.
Oh, that is proper. That is beautiful. And round up to 2 decimals for me. So if we round up to 2 decimals, we're looking at the third decimal. What's your third decimal?
6.
So does that mean my previous number must stay the same or increase?
Increase. So 9 and 19, 60 47.
4, 2. Remember, it's not the 6 that's going up 1. It's going to be the 1 that's going to go up 1. So the one before. So the number before the 6 is what's going to change, and that is going to change to 2. With me?
Not really, ma'am. Can you repeat that, please?
So let's look. We have our decimals, which is 19,416,487,84. So when you're asked to round off, if you're asked to round off to, let's say, 4 decimals, okay, it means I want 4 decimals. In order to round off to 4 decimals, you have to look at the 5th decimal. If your 5th decimal is higher than 5, then it means that your fourth decimal, so this fifth number will change my fourth decimal. And if I'm rounding off to 4 decimals, it will become 4165. Do you see that?
Yes, ma'am.
So you always look at how many decimals you want, then you look at the next number, and if that number is higher than 5, then you change the previous one.
Yes, ma'am.
So if we're rounding off to 2 decimals over here, we are looking at, and I'm sorry, I'm trying to undo this, and this was 1. We're looking, so we want 2 decimals. So that means I need to look at my third decimal, and you told me it's 6, which means my number needs to increase. And I'm not going to increase 6. I'm going to increase this previous one, because remember, I only want 2 decimals.
Yes,
And
ma'am.
so I'm going to round this off to 19,42. Does that make sense?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Pleasure. And you did that beautifully. Are we done?
Yes.
Beautiful. Full marks.
Thank you, ma'am.
Let us. What's the time? Oh, I'm on time. Wow. No. What do you mean, no? Uma, am I missing something? Unati, I see you're back. Do you want to ask me your question again?
Yes, ma'am.
Mm-hmm.
I was asking, so instead of saying, I'm going to use the first sum as an example.
Mhm.
Instead of saying 30 squared equals to 24 squared plus xy squared, can we just say xy? No, can we just say yx is equal to the hypotenuse minus xy? Wait, I did it kind of wrong, ma'am.
Okay. So you want to make xy the subject of your formula. Is that what you're doing?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So you could have started it by saying xy squared is equals to your hypotenuse, which would have been the 30 squared, less
ma'am.
your other side. So 24
Yes, that's
squared.
exactly what I'm saying, ma'am.
Yes. So you could have
Okay.
done that. That's okay. It's just a manipulation of the formula. But I know when people are starting out, this is much easier to just sub it into the formula that we know and love. But this does work as well. When you have the hypotenuse, then it's your unknown side is equals to your hypotenuse less the other side that you know of.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, correct. You could have done that. Thanks for that question, Unati. Very good question.
Thank you, ma'am.
Let's see. We have hands. Uma. Yes, Uma.
Ma'am, for the unit of measurements, you must put units, and for the first one, you must put centimeters.
Oh, you are so correct. Uma is always on the board. And so here, this would have been, and now I wrote it the other way around. So let me just undo this. 19,42 units. Thank you, Uma. So let's not forget to put in our units when we're dealing with lengths, capacity, money, all of those things require us to put in units. So when is our brain break? Almost here. We have 2 more questions before that. I told someone I was gonna pick them to answer. I'm trying to remember who it was. I feel like it was Refuel, but I don't know. It's fine. I'll leave him for now. Bree, do you have a question?
Well, I want to try and answer.
Okay. Just before you do answer, Itandile, is your hand still up to answer?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Itandile, if nobody's hand is up for the next one, then you can do the next one, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Bree, let's go.
Okay, ma'am. So can I please substitute first? So it's gonna be A, B, C.
Oh, as
A.
in you want me to label this?
Yes, please. So our hypotenuse is gonna be 10 centimeters, which is AC squared, equals to AB squared plus AC squared.
Check what is AC.
Sorry, BC squared. My reason is Pythag.
Beautiful.
And then we substitute AC squared, which is 10 centimeter squared, equals to 8 centimeters squared plus BC squared. So 10 centimeters squared is 100 equals to 64 plus BC squared.
Beautiful.
100 minus 64 is 36. We transpose, yeah. So 100 minus 64 is 36. Equals to BC squared. So in order to get rid of our squared, we're going to square root both sides, 36 and BC squared. So the square root of 36 is 6. Equals to BC, and then we can swap it around because it looks more neater that way. Therefore, BC equals to 6.
6 what?
Squared. Oh, 6 centimeters.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Bridget. Yeah, that was done. Very, very well done.
Okay, ma'am.
Uma, I see you said ma'am question. Was that from before? Or do you have a new question? Before. Okay. That is that. Itandile, you are up.
We're going to say A squared is equals to B squared plus C squared. 7 squared equals to 1 squared plus C. Can I please say X?
You said 7 squared is equals to?
1 squared, ma'am. Then can I please put my C as X?
Yes,
and
you
then,
can.
I said 7 squared is equals to 49. 1 squared is still 1. Minus 1, sorry, ma'am. Let me say is equals to X squared. And then 49 minus 1 is 48. Is equals to X squared. We root square both sides. You cancel out 2 and the root, and we say X is equals to. There's no square root for 49, ma'am. 48. It just gives me.
But give me what your decimal is.
Yes, ma'am. So my decimal is still giving me the decimal point, ma'am.
Yes. So when you put in the root of 48.
It's 69,9. When you round off, it's 7.
Okay, so not 69, it's 6,9, and when you round.
6,9.
Okay, but so round to 2 decimals for me.
So 2 decimals now. It's 7, ma'am.
Remember, we want 2 decimals. So we want 2 decimals. That's in green. Let's look at our third decimal. Does my third decimal tell me to increase or leave 2 as it is?
It tells me to increase, so it's 6,73.
Yes, and that is a 9 that I have in there. It just looks like a 7. So that is, no, and I'm writing 9. That is 6,93 is equals to
millimeters, ma'am. 6,93 millimeters.
93 millimeters. Are we done?
No, ma'am. Our reason is Pythag.
Beautiful. Thank you, Itandile. And we move into our brain break. I'm back to these things. I'm back to them because I told you I'm out of brain break ideas. So let me number them. 2, 3, 4, 5. Uma has the first one. Beach. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I see raised hands.
Ma'am, my iPad's about to die, ma'am. Can I just go charge it quickly?
100% you can.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
Unati, do you have a question or you answering my brain break?
Ma'am, I want to answer.
Mm-hmm.
Can I give you the answer for 11?
Yes.
It's hammock.
100% it is. Thank you very much. Do you have another one?
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Number 8 is sunscreen.
Beautiful.
Number 7 is, I think it's swimming.
Yes, it is.
And then I think number 12 is sunglasses.
Yes, I see
I'm not
Uma also
sure.
said that. Sunglasses. Let's see what else the chat is saying. Thank you, Unati. Kaylee, I see that you said swimming. Demi, yes, I do still do classes during the holidays. MathsLive does not close. So beach for number 1. Number 4 is picnic. Thank you. Pick.
Number 6 is camping.
Number 6. Oh, that's correct. Yeah, well, I'm proud of you for getting one.
Woo! Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am.
Number 5 is sandals. Let's see. That looks fun.
That one is vacation.
Number which one is vacation?
Number
10.
10.
Thank you. I think that was Bree. It sounded like Bree. Okay, which one are we missing? Number 9, number 1, number 3. Let's see who gets it.
Ma'am, isn't number 2 sunny? I don't know, ma'am.
There's no U. Oh wow, what is this word?
Ma'am, I don't even know, ma'am. I don't even think anyone can get it.
Yeah. Wow, I don't know either. I can't remember. Number 3, Uma said it's shorts. Yeah, that looks right.
Yeah, number 3 is shorts.
SHORTS. Yeah, that's shorts. Oh, I remember what this one is. I don't think you guys are gonna get it because it's a very American word. Brie. I don't know
Ma'am, it's
either.
barbecue, ma'am. Ma'am, it's
It
barbecue.
is.
Barbecue. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
I
Yes.
gave you a hint. Yeah. Oh,
Yes, ma'am.
Barber. That does not look like a C. Let's check. BARBE. Yeah, CUD. Barbecue. I don't know what this one is. What
Ma'am.
is it?
Ma'am,
Ma'am, number
so
2 is
they
sunny,
call it a
ma'am.
bob.
I think it actually is sunny, ma'am. Number 2 is
Oh
definitely
yeah,
sunny.
it has to be, right?
Yeah, it has to be. Yes, ma'am.
YYSN.
No, ma'am. Isn't it SNYY?
Let's see. Do I have answers here? Hopefully.
Yes, ma'am. I was right. I got 3.
You're
ma'am.
right.
Yeah.
I don't know whether you disappeared today, but whatever. Sorry, that was a trick question. That went very fast. Let's see if I have something else for us to do. Let's go to like one of our first brain breaks and see what we did. I did this one with you guys. I did that one with you guys. Let's see. I actually really miss coloring in stuff. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. No. I feel like all these one must goes. I'm actually bored of one must go. I'm not gonna lie either. This word search. I remember that. Anyways, we're just going down memory lane right now, looking at all the previous brain breaks. Yeah, it was on fire. Yeah. 100%. Jeez. Why did I do so many one must goes? This is why I'm tired of it. They are too much now. Let's try this one. Okay, I'm about to do something. Huda, I feel like I don't know what you're talking about. Okay. Let's try this one and then we'll go back to our lesson. So let's go again. This is back to school. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yo, what a weird 4. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, I know this one. This one is ruler. Yeah, I also wanted to get one. 10.
Ma'am, number 1 is study.
No, it's not. There's no Y here, yeah.
Oh, my bad.
13, 14. Let's see if I can get.
Okay,
What
ma'am.
the
Okay, ma'am.
heck?
Ma'am, isn't number 1 isn't number 1 studies? Oh, I don't know.
You're
Because
so close.
it's
You're
gotta
so
be something like
close.
that. I don't know, ma'am. Actually, wait.
What's the past tense? Yeah.
Studied.
Hey, they stole it
Yeah,
from you.
study.
Sorry. Mm-hmm.
Number projector, right?
Number what is what?
Number 8 is projector.
Not projector. There's only one O.
Project.
Project.
Number 3, notebook.
Project. This is well done, Yahu. You're actually doing them.
Thank you, ma'am. Yes, I'm on fire today.
Oh, I think I know this one. This one looks like it's subject. SUBJE. Yay, I got one.
It is, ma'am.
Subject.
Ma'am.
Ma'am, isn't number 5 learning?
Yes,
learner.
it is learning.
Okay, ma'am. Thank
Ma'am,
you.
number 14 is recess, I think.
Number 14 is recess. 100%. That sounded like Unati. Yes. Let's see. Anything in the chat? Kaylee says number 6 is backpack.
Number 12, I think it's classroom, ma'am.
Classroom, number 12.
Ma'am,
Oh, yeah.
I think number 10 is studying.
Yes, that's right. Studying and classroom. I actually remember this one. If you guys were here when we did this one, we were like stuck on this one for so long. We were stuck on number 12.
Ma'am, number 7, I think it's finish.
Number 7, no, there's a D.
Oh, okay.
I feel like Liahu
Yeah,
and
finished,
Unati are
ma'am.
finishing this one.
Finished, ma'am. Yeah, finished, ma'am. Number 7 is finished.
Okay, let's go back to the notes. Finished. So we're looking for 2 more. Number 11 and number 13.
Yes, ma'am. Number 11, ma'am. Isn't it educate?
EDUCAT. Well, looks right.
Yeah.
Educate. This one, yo.
Ma'am, this one, ma'am. I think we got stuck on it. I do not know this one.
BRI. Bryden. Brind. I don't know. Does
Ma'am,
anyone know
I
13?
know, I think I know. I think it's burden.
No, there's no U. Burden is with a U.
Binder. No, I'm just guessing.
Oh my god, that's it!
Oh, ma'am, I actually got it, and I'm guessing.
It's binder.
Oh, binder. Okay.
Wow, yeah, your wild guess was actually it.
I know, right, ma'am? Yeah, today I'm on fire today, ma'am. I'm popping off.
I can see. I see. So, okay, what's our joke?
Ma'am, the joke is not going to make sense. I know the joke is not going to make sense. I promise you, the joke is not going to make. Probably you're gonna laugh, but then the joke is not going to make sense.
Okay, so the joke was IT. So the triangle, then the what is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. A hexagon. Pentagon is 5. W, and then a triangle. Where's the next triangle? Oh, here, W, E. It went. Oh, I remember the joke. It went back 4 seconds. I can't believe I remember these things we did so long ago. Why was the school cafeteria clock behind on the first day of school? Because it went back 4 seconds. That is the end of our brain break. It does make sense, okay?
It really doesn't, ma'am.
If you think
doesn't.
about it, the cafeteria clock, it went back 4 seconds, like seconds for food, like you do in a cafeteria, but also the clock went back 4 seconds. It makes sense, Ethanila. You just have to have a really, really bad sense of humor. When I say bad, I don't mean bad. I just mean you have to be able to laugh at anything. I can laugh at anything.
Ma'am, you can, but I can't. I have a good sense of humor, but then bad jokes, no, I don't.
Okay, we are back to maths. I hope you guys enjoyed that brain break. If you don't want to answer, I suggest you put your hands down. If you do want to answer, now's the time to raise it. Yes, you can do them.
Can I please let Omar take it?
Sure you can, except his hand is not up, so I'll take it. I will take it. Let's look at what it says. Uma, if you do want to answer, you can raise your hand. It says a ladder. So we have a ladder. It's leaning against the side of a 10-meter house. So let's draw a picture, okay? I have and I just know. Let's stick to what I know, which is maths. I'm gonna let this thing draw for me. I'm not gonna be able to put a triangle on here. I might. Okay, I have my little house, and then I have. Stop laughing.
Sorry, that is me. Sorry.
Who is that? Who said it's me? Isandile, was that you? So,
Ma'am, the ladder is 7 meters high because that 3 meters you subtracted by the height because the ladder has to be slanted.
Uma, I'm listening to what you're saying.
Ma'am, like the top of the ladder, between like the house wall and the ladder, the guy at the top, that's 3 meters.
So yeah.
Oh.
Are you saying this distance here that I just got it?
Do we have to use Pythagoras?
I don't know. Let's see. Let's see.
If the ladder is 10, okay, the one wall over there is the 10 meter, the bottom is 3 meter. So now you have to calculate that. So you're gonna say hypotenuse is equals to 10 squared plus 3 squared. Hypotenuse is equal
Uma,
to. Yes, ma'am.
I have a question for you.
Yes.
How do I know I can use Pythagoras? Do I know that this is a right angle triangle?
You know it's right angle triangle because of the wall. You might have like a 89-degree wall and stuff like that. So otherwise, then your house would fall down.
Beautiful. So I want everybody to just know what you just said. Uma is saying, if we have a wall that's on the ground, we know the wall and the ground are going to make a 90-degree angle. So if ever you guys come across a question where you have a wall and you have the floor, you should know there's always going to be a 90-degree angle between the wall and the floor. So yes, that's why Uma is using Pythagoras. He says this is a right angle triangle that has been formed here by the house wall, by the floor, and by the ladder. And so he's saying that we're going to have a squared is equals to b squared plus c squared. And what he said to me was that 10 squared. No, Uma, what did you say?
So I'm gonna say hypotenuse.
Yes, that's what you said. Hypotenuse squared is equals to
10 squared plus 3 squared.
10 squared plus 3 squared. Beautiful.
Hypotenuse squared is equals to 109.
How did we get 109?
100 plus 9.
Thank you. Yes, so you are right. It is equals to 109.
And now the square root, and the answer is going to be 10,44 because the third decimal place is 0, so it's going to say 10,44.
So my hypotenuse is actually going to be 10,4 for 10,4 for what, Uma? 10,4 meters. Then Uma, are we done?
My reason is pi theorem.
Thank you very much. And that is it. Are we all here? Are we happy so far? We know what we're doing with Pythagoras. We know how to answer questions. It's making sense. Okay, I'm seeing thumbs ups. So when you guys see like these story sum type questions for Pythagoras, do not be afraid. It's pretty easy. You just have to draw yourself a picture sometimes so you can really picture it. And then yeah, it all makes sense from there. Moving on, I want to see if I can find a hard one. That's easy. That's easy. They're all easy. Let's see. I think no Pythag. Uma, you 100% can answer.
Yes.
So,
So,
which one do you want to do? You can pick. You can do A, B, or C.
I want to do the hardest one.
I don't know. You can check. This is B and C. Have a look at it for 2 seconds.
C is easy.
And then this is A. And that's B.
I'll do B. B looks hard.
Okay, let's go. Let's try B.
So A squared plus B squared is equals to C squared.
Wait, what? Did you say 8 squared?
A squared
Okay. A squared
plus B squared is equals to C squared.
Okay, you've done it backwards, but that's fine. It all depends on how you sub. So tell me how you're gonna sub.
I think with the T, or that's an I.
This is T.
T is equals to 15 squared plus 8 squared.
And is it just T?
T squared.
T squared. So I just want to show everybody what you just did here. So over here, it doesn't really matter that his formula is not what you would think is the correct positioning, because he still said that the square of one side is equal to the square of the other two sides. So even though generally we say that A is going to be our hypotenuse, as long as he substituted in correctly, and T is my hypotenuse because it's opposite my right angle, as long as he substituted in correctly, then the formula is okay if it's like this. Okay, Uma, let's carry on.
T squared is equals to 225 minus 64. I mean plus 64, sorry. Plus 64. Let me calculate quickly. 5 plus 4 is 9. 2 plus 6 is 8. 289.
Beautiful.
And now you must square root it. And T is equals to 18. I mean 17. 17, sorry.
Is it just a straight 17?
17 units.
Yes, it is. Straight 17 units. Are we done?
No, the reason is Theorem of Pythagoras.
Thank you very much. And that is that. I see we still have 3 minutes. We have 2 more questions. We can 100% do that. Itandile, do you want to answer?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Do you want to do A? So have a look at A super quick. Or do you want to do C?
A.
Let's go with A. Tell me, what are we doing?
So, ma'am, it's A squared
Mm-hmm.
is equals to B squared is equal plus C squared,
Beautiful.
which, ma'am, I want to substitute A with Y, so we're gonna say Y squared. No, Y is 13 squared is equals to 5 squared plus Y squared.
Okay. 13 squared is equals to 5 squared plus Y squared. Yes.
So, ma'am, after that, I want to say 13. Calculator. So, ma'am, 13.
169.
Ma'am?
Nothing. I was talking to myself. I said 13 squared is, I think it's 169, which it is.
Yes, ma'am. 169 minus 25 equals to Y squared.
Mm-hmm.
Am I right, ma'am?
Yes, you are.
Okay, minus 25. So, 169 minus 25 is 144
Mm-hmm.
is equal to Y squared. We root both sides.
Mm-hmm.
And then, ma'am, 2 and the root squared cancel it out. 144 is equal to 12. Y is equal to 12.
Y is equals to 12. We done?
Yes, ma'am. Oh, no, Pythag. Sorry.
So close to getting you. Pythag. And now we are done. What I want you guys to see
Ma'am,
is
it's so long. Centimeters.
Centimeters.
Oh, Ma. I'm also in the habit of forgetting my units, I see. What was I gonna say? I want you guys to see it doesn't matter whether you even out your roots first and then transpose, or transpose and then figure out what your squares are equal to. It doesn't matter, as long as you're doing everything correctly. The order of it doesn't matter when you're transposing and simplifying your squares. So you can do it either which way. You can either simplify your squares first and then transpose like just your numbers, or you can transpose your squared number and then simplify everything on one side. It doesn't make a difference. As long as you're transposing correctly and you're making your plus become a minus, everything will still be fine.